What's going on, boxing fanatics out there? It's your boy DMV with the first pilot boxing show that I'm doing for my channel. So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the likes. Let's get those likes up because we have a jam-packed show for you guys today. The panel that I have coming in are guys that I talk boxing with all of the time, guys that are very knowledgeable, guys that are very passionate about it. Uh, you know, Guys that have a lot of experience, whether it be training, whether it be fighting. Guys that are very respectful to the sport. And I know that they're going to bring it for you guys today. So, shout out to them. They're going to be here pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? So, a little housekeeping rules for the most part. If you want to donate anything to the channel, feel free. Cash App, DMV Fanatic, you know, anytime, the one thing that I will say is any super chats that happen right away, whatever the comment is, I will stop right then and there and we'll read the comment or question. So feel free to super chat as well. And, those that super chat will get priority. So I appreciate the people that will step in and, really listen to some boxing talk from somebody that's completely different. Because a lot of people out there, they have slants. A lot of people out there, they have people that they answer to. You know what I'm saying? To get interviews and all of that stuff. You're gonna get, for the most part, the biggest, best, unbiased boxing talk that there is. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you for stopping by. At some point, you might see this button right here. You might see me put up the fan Q&A. If I put up the fan Q&A, feel free to ask any questions like that. Me and the panel, we will, go over that type of stuff. We will. The topics that we'll discuss today are the Blair Cobbs, Maurice Hooker fight this weekend. We're going to talk about Deontay Wilder getting back in the gym. We're going to talk about a fight amongst heavyweights that was set today. We're going to talk about Jake Paul and Rockman Jr. being canceled. We're going to talk about Tank and Garcia. We're going to talk about Danny Garcia just winning this weekend. And, we're going to definitely talk about the ever so elusive Spence and Crawford fight. So you guys don't want to miss that. And ultimately, if you know what the title of this show is, it's, New Generations, whether they're good or bad for the sport. And, the guys that I got in here, I'm pretty sure that they aren't going to hold any punches when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a debate for the ages. You know what I'm saying? Older people are going to feel a certain way. Younger people are going to feel a certain way. And for the most part, we're about, middle children. So a little bit of the older generation, a little bit of the younger generation. But right now, feel free until the guys get in here, man, to ask any questions. You know what I'm saying? Q&A, always open. Like I said, super chat doesn't matter if it's fan Q&A part. You know what I'm saying? If it's a super chat, it's getting read no matter what. And, I'm just going to say what's up to the chat real fast. Tavis Banks, appreciate you, balls. Appreciate you coming through. Flo, DC for life. Yeah, for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I cover Dallas Cowboys and boxing. So, I had to separate the two because I was doing two shows. And, I feel like both sports, they deserve their own. So, feel free to ask any questions. What we can do is I can scan boxing scene real fast. We go over some quick news. You know what I'm saying? Share my screen. Share my screen real fast. We'll go over and scan that stuff and see what we got. So it looks like Mares. All right, you guys can see my screen. So let me get that banner about the way. What's going on, C. Burleson? What's going on, my guy? All right. So it looks like Abner Mares is returned from second detached retina. He would go out on his own terms. Personally, I think Mares should hang it up, but who am I to tell people what they do? Jake Paul, punk ass. I was ready to go at 205 to fight Rockman. Yeah, we're going to get into Jake Paul. Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker set for the 24th. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I can't pronounce his name, but this young prospect right here, undefeated, looking to make his return. I mean his return to Detroit. Spencer Sagato. Let's see what else that stands out right, real fast. Shields, Clarissa Shields, Warren Marshall. My KO journey starts. I'll be knocking out girls from here on out. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm hoping that does happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping. The ladies do deserve some love. You know what I'm saying? The ladies in boxing, we don't really talk about the ladies very much. Um, Clarissa Shields, two-time gold medalist. For the most part, we have a hard time really even getting behind American fighters for the most part in America, let alone women in a two-time gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh my bad. Yeah, I mean, see if there's anything else. We can check Fight Hype real fast because Fight Hype is another good one. Check to see if there's anything news. Blair Cobbs, we're going to talk about that. Um, he fights Maurice Hooker coming up this week. This weekend. Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of the same stuff. Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez Jr., and also, man, Three Kings Boxing too. That's another one. Three Kings Boxing. That's my guy. Big Cool. Big Cool shows up here every once in a while. You guys make sure that you show 3kingsboxing.com it's love. You know what I'm saying? This is a really good site to go to if you're trying to keep up with the boxing world. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up real fast for any fan Q&A out there before we really, really get into the show. I'm trying to hold it up for my guys to make sure that they are on the way, that they got their link. So let me check and make sure. Uh, all right. Okay. Yep. So my guy. So the two guys that will be joining us today are Dwight Hamilton and Vic Carrington. They should be here pretty soon because I don't want to jump into everything while what I'm saying. I don't want to jump into everything before they get here because I can definitely carry the show. I definitely could carry it, but I'm gonna be very very respectful. And my so yeah, Q&A is open, so feel free. Life's crazy. What's going on, my guy? What's going on? Talking boxing tonight. I talked Cowboys a little bit early. Wednesday nights are gonna be for boxing now, so guys got to get used to that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to get used to that. And make sure you guys, if you get a chance, man, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Because it's brand new, brand new, brand new show. Brand new show. Yeah, my guy, what's going on, Buck 50? We in here. Yeah, exactly, bro. Hey, feel free. You my guy anyway, man. Feel free to ask any questions right now. Q&A is open for the people in the comment section. What's going on, Los? What's going on? Feel free to ask any questions right now that you might want to know before any of the panel gets in. We're going to keep it real light today. First day, we're going to try and keep it to about an hour. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they have about 2-3 hour shows. For me, it's mainly about just, getting in and out, getting good points. Carlo, my guy Los said, getting home from work, man. I hope you're ready to talk a little bit of boxing tonight, man, because I know we talk a lot of cowboy stuff. Hope you ready to talk a little bit of that combat sport, one the best combat sport that there is. A lot of people love the MMA out there, and that's pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool, but there's nothing like it's nothing like when two fighters get in that square circle, and what I'm saying, they fight it out. Okay, Carlos Holloway asks, "Who's my favorite all-time boxer?" That's a tough one. For a long time, my favorite boxer was Bernard Hopkins. Honestly, that was my favorite for a while. And I'm lying. My favorite of all time is Roy Jones Jr. I had to think off of that. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. is definitely my favorite fighter of all time. I think that he's the most talented. When you think of pound for pound, um, I want to say pound for pound might have started possibly with him, but when I think of pound for pound, I can't think of nobody else to really be an ambassador to that other than Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. in the '90s, bro. Oh man, that speed. He had the speed of a lightweight. You know what I'm saying? Fighting middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, then went up to heavyweight. He's still pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually funny that you bring that up because I not too long ago I went back and watched the exhibition between him and Mike Tyson, and I can only imagine what that fight would have been like because those were the two guys that really got me into the sport. So, long story short, man, when I was young, I don't know who remembers the little black box, man. Well, yeah, my folks had the little black box, and we used to watch all of the pay-per-view fights. Mike Tyson fights used to be like 16 seconds, bro. Like 16 seconds. But I remember a show when I was young, and you see a lot of highlights from it where it was Arsenio Hall and I think it was Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, and Ali was on it. And I remember watching that as I believe watching that as a kid. I remember watching that, and I remember asking my dad, like, why can't Sugar Ray and Mike Tyson fight each other? I didn't know anything about that, but my father introduced me to the sport with the little black box, watching all the pay-per-views, and then when I was old enough to really understand it, really watching Roy Jones get in there, having his hand low, and what I'm saying, doing all of the theatrics and the speed, that is what drew me to the sport. So I appreciate that question. My guy Smooth Cat says, "Who's the most versatile fighter you've seen?" With my own two eyes, I'll probably say, uh, in my eyes, I think it's Floyd. I think Floyd Mayweather is the most versatile fighter that I've ever seen. And the reason that I say that is, I seen Floyd as Pretty Boy, so Pretty Boy could bang. Um, you know what I'm saying? He had that vicious left hook. Eventually, what guys tried to do was they tried to, feed off of the success that Castillo had, where Floyd kind of had the banged up shoulder and trying to crowd him and stuff like that. I've seen Floyd fight people in their own style, tired them out and beat them. I don't know if you remember the Ricky Hatton fight. Ricky Hatton was a guy who really liked to be in the clinch, really liked to make things dirty, and Floyd fought him like that and beat him like that. He beat Maidana like that. Um, and the funny thing about it is, I don't think we ever really saw the best Floyd. Um, you can go back to the Shane fight where he got rocked, and Floyd had to go to a different. He had to go to a different level that we'd never seen before. People weren't used to seeing him be offensive, but he always said it before. Fighters had to bring that out of him. He had so much more, so many more wrinkles to his game. Uh, you watch him fight a bigger guy like De La Hoya. You watch him how he nullified the jab and and fought him. Now he never fought anybody the same way. It was always different, and you could always tell he was trying to figure out what they were going to do, and then he catered it to that. So the way you saw him fighting Victor Ortiz in the beginning isn't how he fought Miguel Cotto. You know what I'm saying? In the Cotto fight, I think he had to try and be a little bit more offensive than he really wanted to be. To that fight looked different than how he fought Manny Pacquiao when he disarmed him. Um, Canelo, another fight where he kind of stood in the pocket, didn't really move against Canelo like that, made him miss, made him pay. So, as far as versatile, I would say the guy that could adjust to anybody's style, figure you out, I would say is probably Floyd Mayweather. Pretty Boy Floyd, and Money Mayweather. Money Mayweather was more so the guy that was trying to win rounds. Pretty Boy Floyd was the guy that was trying to take your heart. I really liked Pretty Boy Floyd a lot better than Money Mayweather. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like Kobe Bryant said, right? Where it's like, are you the same animal and the same beast? You know what I'm saying? Are you the same animal? Oh, wait, I think that's how you say it. Are you a different animal and the same beast? I think that's what it is. Yeah. So that's kind of what Floyd ended up being in his career. It was kind of like Pretty Boy was Jordan with the 2-3, and then Money Mayweather was the 4-5. So, yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Keep the questions coming in, man. Keep the questions coming in. If you could, any two boxing legends fight. If I could see any two boxing legends fight, who would I see? That is a very good question. That's a very good question. Um, I probably would go heavyweight, and it's actually funny because this is probably a fight that many people. I'm gonna hold this up so people can see it still. This is probably a fight that most people really wouldn't want to see, but I want to see how they adjust to each other as heavyweights. I would really like to see Muhammad Ali and Lennox Lewis duke it out. If I could see those two fight in their primes, I think that would have been a pretty good fight, man. I think Ali knocks him out, but I still think that would be a good fight. The thing about Lennox Lewis is, man, once he learned how to use that jab, once he learned how to wear you down, that Kronk style of boxing, he was really tough to beat. Now, Rockman Sr. got him up out of there, but then you saw what happened in that rematch. I think Lennox kind of got bored in that first fight. I don't think he would get bored against Muhammad Ali. And then on top of that, you got two Hall of Fame trainers, and you got you got Dundee, and then you got a Manny Stewart. So I just think that would have been a hell of a fight, in my opinion, or a hell of an event. And then Ali talking to Lennox Lewis, like Lennox Lewis wasn't no punk. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to Lennox, you when you get Lennox up to that level, Lennox like turns into a different person. You know what I'm saying? So I would have been very interested to see that. My guy Smooth Cat said Pretty Boy Floyd was a monster. He definitely was, man. And I think that God knew not to give him. I knew he knew. I think he knew. I think God knew not to give Floyd healthy hands, because I don't think it would be a debate on who the best ever is if Floyd had two healthy hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would have been. I don't think it would have been. You know what I'm saying? Any question at all. Smoothcat said Ali too fast. I think would get frustrated and Ali would slice him up. And I mean that's very, very true. One thing that I do know is that Lennox had carried a stick with him. And when you carry that stick, man, which we talking about as a jab, when you carry that stick, you can carry that anywhere. And you can I mean it would take Ali a little bit to probably figure that out. I mean, it's just a difference in eras as well. You know what I'm saying? Um, Not too many the '90s era of heavyweights was a really good one. It was a really good one, and when Ali fought, that era of heavies was probably a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have seen that fight. And let me see if I can think of any other two legends that I would have liked to have seen. I mean, obviously, I would have liked to have seen Roy Jones fight some of the other guys a little bit younger. You know, I would have loved to have seen him fight Calzaghe younger. I hated seeing him fight Calzaghe at the stage he was at, because we all know that Roy wasn't who he was. Let me see. Another matchup that I would have loved to have seen was Sugar Ray Leonard and Floyd Mayweather. Only thing about it is, it's always hard for me because that matchup's a little bit hard for me because I think about Sugar Ray Leonard being just a much bigger fighter than what Floyd is. Like Floyd isn't a life 147. He actually fought up. 47 was really probably at least a weight class heavier than he should have fought. That probably was his walking around weight that he fought at, which shows how great he was. But I would have loved to have seen that fight. You probably would have had to see it at 47 because, Sugar Ray Leonard went 47 up, to middleweight. So that's one that I would have liked to have seen because ultimately, how that would have played out would have been crazy. Like seeing, knowing that Senior gave Sugar Ray Leonard some problems early on with that shell. We all knew that Floyd Senior really couldn't pop like that though, or he couldn't make Sugar Ray pay like that. But he definitely made it tough on him, and I'm pretty sure that Sugar Ray Leonard would tell you that as well. Just imagine having Roger and Senior in one fighter because that's what you had in Floyd Mayweather. But I also think that Sugar Ray, I think that I mean, if he would have hit Floyd and he would have hurt him, I think he would have got him up out of there. He had no problem finishing guys. So it's just intriguing to see how that would have played out from an IQ standpoint, that fight. Let me see if I can think of any other ones. Any other legends, and y'all feel free, man, too, in the comment section to put any of the legends that you would have liked to have seen fight each other as well. Because right now we have two guys that I think that are boxing legends that are really close to setting a fight, and we're going to talk about that later. I'm just waiting for my panel to come on. If they don't, I'll start talking about some of this stuff as well. I'll start jumping into the show because we're about 26 minutes in. So my guy Philly D says favorite boxer Roberto Duran. Absolutely, and that's another fight that intrigues me too. Floyd and Duran at probably like 135. I think that would have been a really really good fight. Really good fight. Duran and Pacquiao. Which weight, Smooth Cat? Which weight would you have liked to see them fight at? Because I do think that I think that would have mattered in that type of fight. But that fight, right? I could see that fight being somebody getting cut with a headbutt or something like that. Because if you get early on Pacquiao was a little wild. But also remember, Pacquiao younger on only had one hand. He ain't really developed that right until he started hitting about maybe 140, 147. He was a one-handed fighter for a long time. People forget that. And he was beating people with one hand. You know what I'm saying? He was beating people with one hand. Pacquiao was definitely dangerous. Definitely dangerous. 135 or 140. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that fight. I don't think that you would have lacked any action at all. And more than likely, that fight could have, I don't know if it would have ended in a stoppage, but I think you would have got 12 rounds of a classic. I can tell you that because you saw Manny in there with legends, and you saw how that turned out. My guy Buck 50, my guy Freddie Roach brought that out of him. Yeah, he definitely did. Freddie Roach definitely brought the best out of Pacquiao. Once those two really started to click, Freddie Roach, he really got the best out of him. Not to mention, though, I could kind of say that matchmaking kind of made the best out of him as well. Got my guy Vic, who just joined. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's happening?
What's up, man? Just waiting for Dwight to get in here, but maybe we could jump into some of these, some of these things that we was going to talk about because we got the people waiting long enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Sorry for being late, man. I got caught up. I thought I was Wolfgang Puck or somebody. I was cooking, so got to get caught up in. Yeah.
But yeah, man, tell the people something about you, man. I know that you you training right now, right? Are you still training little kids?
I haven't started with the children yet, but I got a couple of guys who work with me and who I met through work who here and there really ain't been consistent. So, but that's on me though. That's on me. I ain't really
Yeah,
dedicated. Working too much. I hadn't dedicated myself to it yet.
but hey, we gonna get it though, man. We gonna get it. So yeah,
Absolutely.
so we got a jam packed show of you probably saw the itinerary that I sent you, man. So you know what I'm saying,
Oh
like
yeah,
this one's
yeah,
yeah, some of it's gonna be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like my guy Blair the Flair is fighting Maurice Hooker this weekend, bro. Uh, I know you're gonna watch that fight. You like Blair, don't you?
I like Blair, man. I like Blair. I can't. I can't fucking help it. You know, he stuck to his guns even after he got mollywopped. You know what I'm saying? A few months ago, he still the same. You know what I mean? He gonna take the loss.
Yeah,
He may be okay.
yeah. The one thing I like about him is he just like why I don't know why they not running it back with the guy that beat him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I don't understand. But I kind of feel like, well, damn, Maurice Hooker, like I feel like that's worse, don't you?
I can see him getting beat up again. You know, I can see
Yeah,
that happening. You know, but we'll see what Hooker got left. You know what I mean? We'll see what he got left.
yeah. And the thing is, like, I really didn't see anything out of Blair anyway. I think he talked better than he fight.
I don't know. I saw something. I mean, it's a little cavemanish, but I saw where he could be a problem in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? His power ain't bad. You know, hand speed ain't too bad. You know what I mean? But I mean, he's not gonna be a world beater, but
Damn, oh damn, my man jumped out of here real fast. But yeah, okay, there
sorry
we
about
go.
that.
No, you back, you back.
Yeah. He always gonna be. Sometimes you need characters too in boxing. You can't always be, you know what I'm saying, super skilled guys and Olympians. You know what I'm saying. Sometimes you need a Rolly Romero. You know.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, exactly. And you want to know something? I'll tell you this much about him. I'm pretty sure he fight anybody.
That's what I like about him. That's what it is. Them always my favorite guys. Them my favorite guy every single time. You know what I
They'll
mean?
jump in there. He a crash dummy. It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, to a certain extent. A dangerous little crash dummy, but you know, I think he ran up on the style that was just too much. You know what I mean? He ran up on the style that was too much. He probably wasn't as focused as he should have been. I think he definitely could have made it a better fight than what it was.
Yeah,
Look,
I think that he thought he was gonna run that dude over,
yeah,
and I don't really think he thought too much about defending. And by the time he thought about it, it was too late. He was getting hit
right,
upside the head.
right. Yeah,
And
well, once he weary, you can't try the head movement then. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I don't think he prepared for that dude at all. I don't think he probably didn't. They probably didn't scout. They probably just saw that they were the favorite. And, like, to be honest, I didn't expect that. I mean, I wanted him to get his ass whooped, but I didn't want that dude
why
to whoop his
everybody
ass.
wanted my boy to lose? Everybody wanted my boy to... I'm the only one rooting for Blair to Flair. Woo!
Yeah. Oh
Man,
man. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
that would. I'm definitely gonna tune in. That's on the zone, right?
I think so. Yeah, the zone.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the zone because I think that their broadcast is trash. I'm tired of hearing Sergio. I think he sucks.
You ever just miss that old HBO music, man? I mean, just every once in a while, you'd be like, you know, you know, when you hear that, it did something to you. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah, and they also had the best. I mean, they had the best camera view. Like we didn't even know what 4K was then, but it just seemed like HBO had 4K
Yeah. It was
way
just
back
better.
then. Yeah.
It was just better.
My guy Smooth Cat says, "What are your thoughts on Chris Colbert trying to fight Frank Martin?"
He's not gonna take that fight. Not after that whooping I saw him take that last time. He don't want that. That's a problem.
And that's another one. That's another guy who talked a good game, went out there, got whooped.
It was this the thing with him. He had so many people believing it. I remember telling a few of y'all, I was like, let me see him in there with something that's gonna hit back first. That's it. Let me just watch him. I was like, Shakur had to grow on me, so I was like, I'm gonna give him a chance, but he gonna have to work a little harder because I don't see it yet. And sure enough, that ass whooping came the next fight. I said, good God.
I knew the ass whooping was coming when Shakur talked to him, and he was barking at everybody else when nobody there. Then when Shakur and him got on the phone, he kind of shrunk. Then Shakur left.
Yeah. He switched up. I was like,
yeah.
I can't root for that
guy. Yeah.
I can't root for that guy.
Heck no. So Deontay Wilder was spotted in the gym with that guy Badu Jack yesterday. You think he coming back, or you think he just staying in shape?
Who was that?
Deontay Wilder. He was sighted yesterday. Took a picture with in the gym with Badu Jack. You think he coming back, or?
I think he'll fight. I hope he fight. I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan, so I'm a little biased to that guy. Yeah, I hope he come back. I think he's gonna fight. I don't think there's any way he could just go back to training for nothing. He got a couple of fights left in him, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback. Hey, fans, people in the chat, man, let me know if y'all hearing the same thing, because it might be on my end. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep going anyway.
I hear big static.
Let me see if it's these headphones. I don't know if it's these headphones or not.
Big static.
I'm going to change the audio real fast just to make sure that. All right. All right. We still hear the feedback, or we good?
Still here.
Let me see something. Because I can't hear you now.
It's only when you speak.
Let me see something. I'm going to change. Bear with me real fast, guys. Sorry about that. Speaker. My God, Dwight. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, got you. All right. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, we got the panel in here. Got my guy Dwight here. Yeah. So we ready to talk this boxing stuff here, man. Oh, I can't hear you, Vic. You hear him, Dwight?
Yeah, his came through like a robot or something.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna mute him and then we'll see. Well, yeah, Dwight, we was talking about Deontay Wilder. There was a sighting of him in the gym, man. I was just asking Vic, does he think that Deontay was coming back? He thinks Deontay is going to come back. What about you? What say you?
Yeah, I say the same thing. It seemed like he's been kind of out of the picture. And then all of a sudden you see him taking a picture with Michael Hunter and then Badu Jack before that. I think he's definitely getting back in shape, trying to do something with guys a little bit closer to his size. So I don't know if he's preparing for like Ruiz or whatever it is, a guy that's kind of built closer to those guys he was training with. But I do think he's going to come back, and he need to work on leg day a little bit. Legs looking a little skinny.
I mean, his legs was always like that, man. His legs was always like that. So who would you like to see him in there with?
I thought Derek Chisora was a good comeback fight, to be honest with you. Somebody that's been calling his name for a while, kind of on the back end, to where if Wilder loses to him, you know that Wilder is through. That if he wins, you know he's knocking down a durable dude that's going to come to fight to prepare him for some of this better talent that's out there.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you think he's coming back to try and get that? You think he hoping that Joshua wins?
I don't think he cares. I think that, I mean, first of all, Tyson Fury is only trying to fight Joshua. It's not like he's trying to do much. So I think he's pretty much out of the picture. And if Wilder is the second best heavyweight in the world, if that's what he feels, and then Fury is out of the picture, then I feel like he wants whoever wins.
Gotcha. Vic, who would you like to see Deontay in there with?
I was gonna say before I left out, that's one fight I wouldn't mind seeing it a fourth time. Fury.
All of them. I mean, except for the second one, where I mean, you know, I ain't gonna talk about what I really think, but you know, I thought the first and the third one were classics.
I'll talk. Hey man, as far as I'm concerned, Wilder knocked him out twice. I don't know what is going on I mean, the corruption is so high, it's ridiculous. Like, it's crazy. It's unbearable. Hell no. No.
And
2 knockouts.
One thing I'll tell you about Fury, man, that I respect. That round before he went out and knocked Wilder out, he was out on his feet. He was ready to go.
Done.
He almost walked. He almost didn't make it to his corner.
Right.
Wilder hit him with an uppercut, and and all the UK fans was like, "Shit." It was like, "Damn."
Yeah.
I have to say, Fury is a tough motherfucker to get up from that shit, though.
That's what I was getting ready to say too.
Every time.
Tough. I can't even deny him. It make me sick, but he's tough as shit.
Yeah, I think he's tough mentally and physically. I mean, even the way that he fought Wilder, to me, was kind of respectable. Like, a lot of the time, I mean, everybody say they're gonna try to walk down somebody with, with the kind of power Wilder got. But he actually, he actually did try to and did it. Which is kind of crazy, especially whenever Wilder hurt him. You would have thought that he would have kind of got on his bike a little bit and like, okay, let me try to walk this off. But nah, he went straight back at Wilder, kind of like how Wilder did him.
I think both of them prepared to die. I think both of them prepared to die. What you saying?
Seemed that way.
What you saying, Vic?
I said he got the win with a little handicap, man. Them fights have a bad taste in my mouth.
Especially that second one. That second one don't even make sense, bro.
He get up like the fucking Undertaker and all type of shit. That shit got on my fucking nerves. That shit, it's so dramatic now. Everybody replaying it with music and shit. It's just it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, Fury get on my nerves. I feel like he talked too much and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, even recently, he said he's done. Then he's like, well, I'll come back and fight AJ. Then he wants $500 million. Then he done. Then he wants a exhibition fight. Yeah, he'll fight for free. And then the very next day, he says he won't. I don't know, but like that motherfucker can fight though. So I will give him that.
I'll say this: he don't have the boxing world at a whim like he thinks he does. Like he thinks that like the world is gonna stop when he talks.
Oh yeah, he really thinks that, and it's not true.
That's that little gypsy. Them little gypsies are arrogant people. They arrogant as shit. I know some up here. They the same way. It's just a bunch of little furies.
They just 6'9", 300 pounds, bro. Which is another thing. I could go all day about how I feel about him being on the pound for pound list, but I mean, I just don't see how he fought Wilder translates to pound for pound skill. Toughness, maybe, but skill. I mean, what part of skill is laying on somebody and punching them in the back of the head?
Who was the little European that beat him up before he fought Wilder?
Oh damn! I know who you're talking about.
He
This is a tough guy. I would like to see him fight more.
When they were comparing him to Ali, that was just that was another one of them things in boxing just grossed me the fuck out. What I mean? Like, I was like, Ali? Is that what we doing?
He moves good.
I'm not doing
that.
It's relative though. He moves good for his size. He don't really move good, if you get what I'm saying.
No. He's 6'9", 300. You know what I mean? That's just kind of count for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if he moved as good as he thinks he does, then he wouldn't be afraid of that Usyk fight. Because versus Usyk, he realized it'd be clear that he's not as fast as he thinks he is, and he doesn't move as well as he thinks he does.
Yeah. Usyk can probably make him look bad. Usyk,
that's a tough fight for him. I don't think he'd be able to lay on him like that because I think Usyk could turn him.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he would turn him. I mean, unless he's able to hurt Usyk early, which, I mean, he's got the capability to do that. It just, I don't know. I want to see it. And I don't think Fury knows enough to really go after it. Because I think Usyk will fight everybody and anybody.
I definitely want to see Wilder Usyk. That's a fight I want to see.
I mean, I think Usyk would take the fight. And I think if Wilder wins this next one, then he can, it can easily happen. But that's a styles clash like a motherfucker, though.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that fight for Wilder, but I watch it.
I think Wilder would need like a tune-up. So let's see what he look like. And if he look like the old Wilder, that's a nail biter. You know what I mean? Every round gonna be kind of
be up on your seat. He'd have a shot. I say this. I could see Usyk winning a whole bunch of rounds, and then just getting caught, and it's like, oh shit.
He's gonna get caught, and that's when it get good. That's when it get real good.
Because it don't matter who you are, bro. I mean, Fury had to be 300 pounds to take that punch. He still was falling down.
Yeah. I don't know what Wilder has left at this point. So I'm like, his next fight for me is real important because, I mean, I don't know if Fury made him better or if Fury just beat the shit out of him and that he don't have nothing left that was left into that fight. So,
yeah.
I want to see.
The ending looked bad. The ending looks so bad.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's move on to one of Fury's, I guess, stablemates or hot dog water buddy, Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce, set for September 24th. What do you guys think about that fight?
Joe Joyce, I would never be a fan of his, but I respect Joe. He is a fucking machine. Like it's weird watching the fight. Like he don't do nothing that well. He just keep coming. Like he just coming. You don't see heavyweights like that a lot. So yeah, it's kind of weird. And he
kind of fight. He from the UK, right? He from the UK, right?
I think so.
He fight like a UK Mexican.
Yeah, he's like a Mexican pressure fighter.
And it's crazy because he was an Olympian. And
yeah, how? That's what I can't really figure him out. Hey, my man is like he like Frankenstein. He the Frankenstein of the division, man.
I'm
like, he don't never look
reminds me of. Nah, if you show me him working on a heavy bag, I would say he loses every fight. Like he doesn't look like he's good at anything. But
he look like he's 8 years old with an attitude.
I don't know how he lands any of them punches. They're so slow.
The body shots are crazy. Like the way he throw them is like a little, like Foreman, except more primitive. Like it's just look. I don't know, like a little monkey man. I don't know how they
fight
describe
like a slower Alfredo Angulo. Like I don't know. It works. With that being said, I would choose him to win this fight, even though like Joseph.
I'm picking him to win.
I would choose Joe Joyce to win this fight, and I don't even like watching.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm taking Joyce. I'm taking Joyce by stoppage, maybe.
Because Parker will gas out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think like it's like Joe Joyce just don't. He like Michael Myers, bro. Like
yeah, he's not gonna die.
He don't really. He might block a punch or two, but nothing special. I haven't figured him out yet. He is like he the eighth wonder of boxing. You know what I mean? He the eighth wonder of the world.
If he becomes any way defensively responsible, he is going to be a hell of a pressure fighter. Because, I mean, he walks in with his chin because, he got a crazy chin. But, like, if he put his hands up and just tried to, like, knock some off his arms and then go to work so he can get in closer. But I guess his chin's so good, he don't even worry about that. Just come in jabbing and then throwing everything in slow motion.
I saw a video of him fighting Usyk in the other little league, whatever that was.
Yeah, like the semi-pro league or whatever it was.
Yeah, the semi-pro boxing. I don't know. But he gave Usyk hell with the same style. Like he wasn't no different. He never changed.
He gonna fight everybody the same. He don't even watch film. Just fight.
I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go watch that dude. It's something he's doing that I'm not giving him credit for.
I'm like, is he accurate? I don't even know if he's accurate.
Is he? No, I don't think so.
When you said primitive, like I think about when you said primitive, I think about like the bare knuckle heavyweights like Jack Johnson and them, and like he kind of fight like them. But it's like,
yeah, he do have an old style, like a little Jersey Joe Walcott throwing from the hip type punches. He throw from the hip,
stopping everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. He does.
He punched hard enough to break old boy's orbital bone. It don't seem like you should be able to deliver that kind of force throwing that slow. Like even Tyson Fury got quick hands. I mean, Wilder got quick hands. Ortiz even got quick hands. Yeah, it to describe the way he punches.
Slow, but when it lands, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I pick him to win. I expect him to win.
His gift might just be fatigue. I mean, it might just be the fact that he just don't get tired.
He won't stop.
Yeah, he won't stop. He's
I don't even know if
active.
he be thinking. I don't even know if he be thinking. Like, he just automatic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I remember I used to watch Carl Froch fight and feel the same way. Like I was like, I don't think dude is good, but he won every fight. He would out tough you and hurt you, and I was
Yeah,
wrong.
I thought Froch was always a little over glorified. They laughed at me when I told them Ward was gonna beat that ass.
Oh yeah, that was a good fight.
They laughed their ass off. He was like, "What? He's fresh out of the Olympics. This kid's green." I said, "He finna whoop that ass."
Yeah, he took his self-esteem away, and then Froch tried to act like it didn't happen.
Right. That man Froch is like Chael Sonnen when it comes to
Never lost.
He never lost in his mind.
And he got his and Ward fought his style too though. Ward fought and he beat him at his own game.
Yeah, he was out jabbing him and cooking him and just doing all of this sort of stuff, and then staying with that range.
I knew Froch was skating by. He got the skills of maybe Mike Cassidas. Motherfucker been skating. I was like, man, he getting that ass toe up. Period.
Speaking of I guess skills or lack thereof, Jake Paul and Rockman got canceled. Hey Vic, so look, I mean, and Dwight kind of talk about it, man. I want to know what you feel about it and what you feel about Jake Paul, bro.
I feel like he signed up for 200. You got to get down to 200. You know what I mean? I was gonna respect Jake Paul for taking it, but it's kind of lackluster because he still could have made the fight if he really wanted to. He didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
If he thought it was with no chance he would lose, he would have took that fight anyway.
Yeah, the danger was in the weight cut, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can.
So once he kind of figured, I mean, I know Rockman is trying to kind of make it seem like he got screwed in this aspect, but I agree with Vic. I don't think that he got screwed. I mean, I think that from the jump, Paul knew that this was a full-fledged heavyweight that fought at 240 pounds before, and trying to get that man to lose that amount of weight in that short amount of time was going to be tough. But on the other hand, I thought maybe he could do it just because he signed a contract. Now, I was watching the Porterway podcast, and Sean Porter made a good point. He was saying that, like, heavyweights don't know how to cut weight because they don't cut weight. So now you're going to ask this man to cut weight who never really had to cut weight before at all like that, unless it was the amateurs. But it's still, you a heavyweight. So I think old boy lost out on a lot of money.
I think he was looking. I think Rockman was wrong originally, but he was looking for a way out anyway. You know what I mean? So it kind of just.
Oh, Vic, we kind of lost Vic on that one. But yeah, I see fault on both sides, but I don't think that the event should have been canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think professional wise, Jake should have had a backup. I've never seen an event canceled a week out, like a whole event, like because the main event can't happen, everybody else can't happen. And I've also heard rumblings that ticket sales was the reason behind this more than anything.
I heard that, but I didn't check it out.
I mean, it had to be something because, like, a whole event canceled. Like, I would imagine that you gotta, in order to rent out a place, you gotta put some kind of deposit down or something, right? Or you gotta pay. In my mind, I'm thinking, all right, well, we salvage whatever we can and get the most out of it. We at least got Amanda Serrano fighting on the card. We got a couple other people fighting. It's a Showtime event. We done an all access for this shit. Like, we gotta at least recoup something. I've never seen it not even make it to the scales. Have you guys ever seen that before?
Yeah, they were saying something about he called the sanctioning body and they said that his weight cut was too dangerous because they had him weighing in every week, I think.
Yeah, they're making it seem like it wasn't his choice. I guess that it was the commission, but Off the top of my head, I know Steven Espinoza was saying that I guess when it's a pay-per-view involved, they can't just put somebody else in real quick or whatever it was.
They done that with Tank so many times.
They did it with Errol Spence and Pacquiao.
Like I think this is what's weird to me. 15 pounds in 2 weeks don't really sound like that much. You know what I mean? Like 15 pounds. He looked like he had plenty of water weight on him. You know, his arms. Yeah. I don't know.
Or I'll even go back to this. Wilder Fury, they said that got postponed and they made up the COVID stuff because there wasn't the ticket sales that they wanted. Every time there's an event, there's always a postponement date. So why didn't they just postpone it and allow him more time to cut the weight or find another opponent?
That's what brought him and Teofimo together, because he did the same shit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, everybody got COVID. All right, whatever.
Yeah, to your point though, John. I mean, that doesn't really make Jake Paul look that good because he done tried to make this Tommy Fury fight like 5 times.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I understand Fury has a following, so they gonna get paid compared to Rockman being more dangerous because Fury can't really fight. So I do think that Jake Paul would have won that fight or will win that fight. He'll probably reschedule and try to make that fight again.
I think Fury is a dangerous fight for him. Just watching him, I mean, he'll grunt, but he hit hard enough to hurt him, and he can take a little punch here and there. You know what I mean? So it ain't. I think with Fury it's not that he don't think he can beat Jake, but if he lose to Jake Paul, I think he feel like that's the end of it. You know what I mean? Like,
and his family gonna disown him and all type of mess.
Oh yeah, they would combine it with that.
Probably. I think my biggest thing with Jake Paul is I think that the promotion is janky. You know what I'm saying? Like the Furies know how to get visas and come over here and fight. You know what I'm saying? Like how does that get canceled? And Rockman had 20 some odd fights, and you swear you whooped him in the gym. Why was a weight cut even brought in the first place if you whooped him in the gym?
Dangerous. I think the Rockman is better than Fury, and he weighs more, and he's had a chance to get some experience with him inside of there. So
why do you even call him? Why do you even call him?
Weight cut.
Yeah,
I don't know. He said he was 215 with like 9 days. I don't know. I don't really understand it. Maybe
I kind of felt like I don't know that he couldn't have not cut it in the last week or came closer, or he might have been able to make 205.
Oh, he got a stipulation. No, the fight day he got up until like
only 10 pounds.
I forgot what time it was, but sometime early he got to be under a certain amount, under 205 or something. So that's kind of
saw some video. I think I might have saw it to watch it again. Some video where they were saying that Rockman was saying that like someone on his team was kind of messing with the scale, so that way it could look like he had lost more weight or that he was heavier.
Yeah, because he looked 230.
It's a lot of rumors, but I think that's what 230. I think that's what the video was saying. Was Rockman saying that like somebody they see him at a screwdriver or something like that, and they was messing with the scale. Which I'm like, why would you even say something like that?
Yeah.
See, that make more sense because I'm counting the days. I'm like 15 pounds. If you're 215, like that ain't. You got this shit. Right. So that's what it was. He wasn't nowhere near 215. He was 240. Okay.
Yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know, bro. Like either way, one thing I was looking forward to was, there were rumors that we were going to get an announcement. We're going to talk about that a little later, but we were supposed to get an announcement at that event, and that got cut off. So we don't know what's going to happen. But we do have some talks that's going on. Tank and Garcia. We know that Ryan and Tank are in talks, and looks like things are a little bit far apart. Do you guys see this fight actually getting made?
Yep.
I want to say no, but I think I may have to change my answer to yes because he seems real confident with Joe Booson since that's happened.
They're gonna make that fight.
And you think it'll be a 135 or 140?
135.
I think it'll be a 135.
Maybe a little catch weight. Neither one of them got nothing worth anything. So
Okay, I see where you're going.
I mean, he got that championship, but he don't give a shit about that regular belt.
I think Tank loses some of his advantages if it goes to 140.
Yeah, me too.
I think Tank absolutely shouldn't go to 140.
I think 135 is probably the heaviest he should fight at, and that's not even like 130. 130 is probably where he's best at, in my opinion.
I think he'll do okay against what I call him, Mike's favorite white boy. What's his name?
Oh, Josh Taylor.
I like to see that fight. I want that fight. Tank and him is a fight for me. I don't know what it is. I think Tank can knock him out.
I think if Prograis couldn't knock him out, that I'd have a hard time seeing Tank doing it because I feel like Prograis is like a bigger version. But I know you don't. You think Tank better than Prograis? Because I'm not sure about that.
By a long shot to me. Yeah.
I guess Prograis is a little. Prograis is a little raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, sometimes it feel like he don't even turn his punches. He just be throwing. But he's great though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a great fighter.
He do a lot of reaching. He do a lot of reaching. You know what I mean?
If they made the fight at 140 and I had to put some money up and that was important to me, I probably would choose Prograis at 140.
Over
Tank.
Over Tank?
Because we were talking about it. Yeah.
No, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
I think he'd be open to them hooks, man. I think he'd be open to them hooks.
I mean, he would, especially the way that he defends the jab by parrying. All it takes is just kind of playing with that and then going with that hook that you're talking about. And Tank got a good lead hook too.
Yeah.
Only thing is, I'm with Dwight in a way where I don't necessarily. I think Tank's only way of really winning that fight is a stoppage. I don't know if he stops him. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it goes 12 rounds, I could see Prograis outworking him throughout 12 rounds. So I mean, it's a fight that I would love to see. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see it. I would slightly go towards Prograis, but if Tank won, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would lean Tank. I think I would lean Tank after seeing certain big fights from Prograis. I would lean Tank. I think Tank really got a lot of boxing skills. You know what I'm saying, that he don't use anymore because he done kind of fell in love with knocking people out. But he gonna have to change that when he step up against the better guys. He gonna have to go back to that amateur pedigree. You know what I mean? He gonna have to go back to that. He's not gonna be able to do that to the Shakurs and the Haneys. You know, just wait on him to make a mistake. He'll be waiting the whole fight. You know, so.
Yeah, I think he's kind of changed his ways a little bit, like these last 2 or 3 fights, because he wasn't able to run straight through Cruz. Or, I mean, even Rolly, he kind of had to be smart and pick his shots and all of that sort of stuff. It's too dangerous to be in there playing around.
He was planning to knock Rolly out, though. I could tell he was just waiting on the moment to knock him out. You know,
I know that felt good.
But the Cruz fight it threw me for a loop a little bit. And then you think about it, like, he broke his hand in that fight, and he had to kind of, survive.
It looked like he broke his hand because I kept asking why he wasn't throwing the other hand.
Yeah,
I kept asking that hill while watching the fight. I'm like, why did he? I said, oh, he hurt that thing.
Yeah. And I just think about this, like, if you hurt your hand, or do you have the skills to keep, Prograis off you?
I think the fact that he did that against Cruz showed a lot of maturity from him. You know what I mean? I mean, he was on his shit to make it.
He did keep composure. I give you that.
You see what Cruz did to Gamboa? Like, it was tragic. You know what I mean? But he'll do that to a lot of people.
Yeah, Cruz is solid. Hell of a pressure fighter.
And I see Ryan backed up out of that too. I see he backed up out of that. Like, all of a sudden, now you don't want to fight Cruz. Now you don't want to fight Cruz.
Cruz made a video like yesterday. He made a video saying he wants that fight still. So Cruz,
he don't want that smoke.
Yeah, he made a video saying Cruz said that he wants, the Ryan Garcia fight. I hadn't seen no reply.
I got Cruz winning that joint, bro. I got Cruz winning
nice
that
ass zombie. That zombie, bro. When he was swinging on Tank, I was really scared for Tank. I didn't want Tank to lose to him.
In all actuality, I'd see it. I like to see a rematch. But him and Tank.
I want to see that again. Oh, for sure.
That might have been the first dude that I saw fight Tank with no respect, like none
zero.
whatsoever.
It was swinging on his, like he wasn't waiting. He wait for what? Yeah, and them things were coming fast. That's what surprised me. The hand speed. I said, "Oh,
he was all up in his chest." Like, yeah, he was not afraid of Tank at all.
We saw Tank having to hold.
Yeah, Tank made him mind his He made Tank mind his manners a little bit. Yeah, he made him mind his manners.
Gave him praise after the fight.
He wasn't doing no cute shit for the last 8 rounds. He was like, "Oh."
But at one point, I was just like, "Okay, Tank is starting to warm up a little bit." I think he hurt his hand.
And when he hurt his hand, it was a done deal.
He was starting to warm up a little
Cruz,
bit.
that's big. If he could stop Cruz, that's big.
I don't think we see that fight again, though. I don't think we see a rematch. I don't
think we do either.
I think he's gonna want to see moving.
Cruz gonna demand it. Cruz gonna demand it.
Cruz gonna beat somebody. He gonna beat somebody that has to fight him that don't want to fight him.
Oh yeah, that Gamboa win that was a perfect career move for him, just to get that name. Yeah, to make it look so brutal.
I mean, maybe it'll be a fight that Shakur try to take or something like that when he move up to 135 to get him ready for some of these top guys.
Shakur make it look a lot easier. He'll make it look a lot easier than Tank would.
Yeah, I agree.
I just think them two better than Tank. I think Tank and Shakur and Hayden are just better than Tank. I don't think it's really close. You know what I mean?
I think so too.
I'm with you. I feel like Tank only has the home run. He really only has the home run option against those guys. But they defend so well that margin is really, really small.
0.0002%. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna look crazy. Him chasing, because he's gonna have to become the one to chase them. And then he really
and they're bigger and longer than him too. So if I could watch Rolly, if I could watch Rolly use his height against you and it give you trouble, because whether people want to say it or not, they're like, well, he was setting Rolly. Yeah, maybe he was, but he was in there. It was a fight. It was
Rolly
a good fight.
Some body shots that made him, you know what I'm saying, get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Rolly was throwing. That's a fact.
Hard.
So, I don't know. I don't think Tank. Like I said, I think Tank done fell in love with their power. So I don't think he's coming back from that either.
Gotcha.
I don't think so.
Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue of a guy who fell in love with his power, and all of a sudden now he's a boxer. We're gonna talk about Danny Garcia. Waiting for I was waiting for this is actually the part that I was waiting on because I wanted to hear Vic talk about Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia,
that motherfucking coward. I ain't studying Danny Garcia. I'm not studying his ass, man. And then sit up there and this mental health stuff is a real deal. It's a real issue. Stop playing with the shit, though. You know what I mean? I feel like he playing him, Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Just goofy.
So he cried in front of everybody. That seemed.
I mean, I thought it was genuine, bro. Like,
I'll say he Cicely Tyson after the fight. Boy, get your ass down.
We ain't never seen him cry like that, and then try to talk, and then
he always cried. He cried before. He just a sensitive little motherfucker.
Big cold-hearted out here, bro. But question: so did Jose Benavidez have 2 legs to that night?
He should be down to a half a leg now. I think he should be down to 1/2 leg, right? I mean, if we had to, by ratio.
And he got 1 in a possible.
Ratio versus time. I don't know.
Wasn't no lateral movement, no stepping back.
So at one point, I thought I was watching Mayorga with no power.
Early. He peaked early, but he really didn't fight bad for him. I mean, it's just that him and Danny at the same level. Danny gonna skate around. Danny is not about to fight the real 154. Do you know what Harrison would do to Danny? He would embarrass Danny. I mean, just embarrassing.
I mean, I think it'd be real hard. It'd be real hard. And I personally don't even think a whole bunch of Harrison. I think he gets eaten by all the top cats. But I think he's wrong for Danny.
I think Harrison is underrated. I think he's underrated. You know what I mean?
I'd like to see a third fight with Charlo, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't
I
mind
think
seeing him fight Charlo again.
bust him off.
Them fights be edge of your seat. You know, I'm a Charlo fan, so something about Harrison scared me with him. You know what I mean?
He does well against Charlo, but I feel like he a front runner. Start off real quick, hot, pretty feet work, be posing, cutting angles, and then by the time that sixth round hit, I don't know, man. He get caught.
You talking about like Hurd?
Finish. He have guys at his mercy. He don't know how to finish. I mean, some people just don't have it. I guess.
I think it's because he don't really. I don't know if he can just punch through his target. It's almost like he just tapping.
Yeah. Like he playing whack-a-mole. Yeah, he just want to touch him.
It's not like Charlo really gives up rounds. So I don't even know how you can dominate a man like that, or at least get to the point where you boxing well enough. Dominate ain't the right word, but you boxing well enough to where you're not getting hurt. And then the second half of the fight kick in, and all of a sudden you can't do consistently what you was able to do the first half, and it's like that consistently with him too.
I think
maybe because he don't have a second gear or something. I don't know.
Yeah. He don't have another gear. That's exactly what it is. He don't have another gear at all.
Yeah, he was beating the hell out of Hurd. I was like, damn, he's dominating the shit out of Hurd right now. Like, it's like Swift who? Then all of a sudden, woo.
Yeah. It's the weird.
Speaking of Jerry Hurd, what is he gonna fight again? To change the subject. I hadn't heard nothing about him.
First of all, blame Bud Crawford for that. I saw, what was it, last year that he went and sparred with Bud, and now he went to 160, got beat up by somebody, won't come back to 154 where he has all the advantage. I don't know if he stole that man's heart or what, but how you afraid to get, maybe he ain't afraid, but why is he not fighting?
Between him making 154 and Shakur making 130, I really don't understand body size and shit. I don't get it. So I figured it was time for him. He got to move up. He forced up probably. But I knew guys that fight like that always fall off a cliff. Like, it's never like gradual. It's like one fight they just like Margarito. One fight they just get beat the fuck up. You know,
or like Angulo, like y'all mentioned before.
Like Angulo, yeah, they just fall off a cliff. Them guys,
super weight bullies.
Yeah. Some dudes is packing down, and then they just straightforward, just all action.
It's wild though, because at 154 he could throw punches all night long. Had an excellent chin, good power. Then go to 160, just 6 pounds up, and it all disappears. It's wild to me.
He got it beat out of 160. He got it beat out of him. You can't keep taking licks like the way he did. And them boys hitting hard as shit at 154. You know what I mean? Even when you winning, pulling these gut-wrenching performances out, that shit adding up on your head.
Not to mention, he was losing damn near every round in all them fights too, and he was just coming in and just knocking them out. But yeah, J-Rock, don't discount that J-Rock really kind of took his heart in that fight.
That was almost a perfect fight. That was almost a perfect fight from J-Rock. I was like, this is what you show your kids if you want to show them what boxing is. Like, everything was so timed perfect. All his counter punches were perfect. That was a beautiful fight for Jay.
Sure.
And it was here too. It was here, bro. I think it was at MGM. I think. It was at George Mason, or I think it was in Virginia, but it was definitely a DMV fight. He came home and got whooped.
Oh yeah, I think that was that. Yeah, that homecoming fight. Yeah, neither one of them been the same since that fight.
Facts.
Like,
maybe
neither one of them.
Maybe J-Rock finally got the belt and he felt, got it. And some people can get it, but they don't know how to keep it.
Yeah. So I thought Hurd was gonna be around for a long time. He's still young.
I said he gonna fall.
Hell no! I thought Jamel was gonna catch him and beat the hell out of him.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna be able to be strong at 154 for a little bit longer, just because I thought he had it figured out, but I was wrong. I was wrong.
You thought he had that weight cut figured out forever?
I think it was just he was walking through shit, but he was walking through vicious shots, fight after fight after fight. I was like, oh no, this guy's he's not gonna be able to speak when it's over. He's gonna be talking like Tommy Hearns and shit.
First good punches too. And so it was I remember Lara was catching him with that left hand hard, and it didn't mean nothing.
Real hitter. Even that Laura fight was brutal on him. You know what I mean?
All them joints was brutal. He ain't been through a fight that wasn't brutal.
Facts. Like,
shoot, who was that he fought recently? Probably one of his more recent fights. He pulled out the knockout, but he just didn't look good.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the fight at 160 that he had.
The fight he lost on Floyd's undercard?
It may have been before that one. It was his little comeback fight. Yeah, it's been a few years now. Probably a few years. But either way,
it don't look good for him.
I'll tell you what.
Smooth Cat said, Hurd ain't met a punch he wanted to make miss.
Yeah, that's not his game.
You sure have. Good guy.
Yeah, and 160 definitely ain't the division to you know what I'm saying, be out there taking punches.
I knew against Charlo he was gonna look like he was getting hit with rockets. I was like, this is gonna be bad for him. I know they think this is the fight, but nah, he gonna run through him.
I mean, that would have been I think it would have been a fight that a lot of people would have watched. It would have been a lot of blood. Tell you that much.
It was a big fight at the time.
Very big fight. Because Hurd was looking indestructible. Just walking through punches like it ain't nothing.
Why we missed out on a whole bunch of fights during that little time too. I don't know. I don't know who's to blame, but come on, Al. What's up, man?
Speaking of fights we're gonna miss out on, possibly.
Damn.
It's
water running through me, so let Vic answer first, and I'll come right back.
Man, come on and whoop this nigga, man. Get this over with. Make it in November. It don't matter. Make it Christmas. I don't give a shit. Come on, whoop this nigga, so we don't have to talk about this fight.
Bro, it just seems like everybody coming out of the woodwork with a story, bro. And you know, me and Renzo, like we was talking earlier, I'm like, Renzo, just be patient, dog. Every day, it can't be like people telling the truth on every story. It can't. I mean,
I stopped listening to him when that's the subject. I stopped watching that shit. They're gonna fight. I just let it go. They're gonna fight.
Yeah, at this point, like both of them kind of stopped talking. I think the telltale sign to me is that Bomac ain't saying shit.
Oh, the silence is golden.
Yeah,
silence is golden.
And it's just like, I mean, for me, I'd rather they be talking and trying to figure the shit out rather than somebody going to go fight somebody else. And then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if Bud would have fight somebody else, I'd be pissed off. Like, bro, what the fuck we doing here?
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to see nothing in between. You know,
it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is the time, and this is coming up on the end of the time. You know what I mean? Like, another year go by, and it's not that fight. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Because another year go by, Boots probably gonna fight two other people, and then we talking about why these dudes ain't fighting Boots.
Right. Oh, that's gonna be strong after Boots' next fight. Who Boots up with next? Who are you trying to get to?
From what I understand, I read something, but I'm not sure. But I heard Stanionis could be a possibility, which I think that would be a good fight for him to.
That would be a good fight, but Stanionis, they are not putting him in there with Boots. I don't think.
I mean, nobody really want to put nobody in there with Boots, bro. I mean, I forget what veteran said it, but they asked him. I saw a video the other day. They asked him who hit harder between Boots and Spence. I forget who it was. It's not somebody that's a bum, but it's not somebody that's great. They asked him who hit harder, and he said that it was he said Boots hit harder. So Spence, stopped him in 8 rounds, but he said when Boots immediately hit him, he felt it. I can't remember what veteran. Dwight, do you know who?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, I think you're on mute.
You gotta unmute.
You on mute, Dwight.
Chris Van Heerden.
Yeah. That's the video I saw. Yeah,
Van Heerden.
Yeah, Van Heerden.
I don't listen to him.
I would think he took enough punches from both of them, though.
I
don't know the way Spence was hitting his ass. That shit looked. Yeah. That shit looked like a crime.
because every time he got hit, he was just like,
it was like,
punches ain't nothing.
Wincing. Like he wanted to cry.
But he was getting hit by him, but when he got hit by Boots, I mean, the fight didn't last 2 rounds. That's
the fight with Boots. What was a no contest or something? What is that? The fight
I believe so.
Wait, headbutted him or
something like that. It didn't last 2 rounds, and once the
fight
was over, he didn't ask for no rematch, no nothing. He was like, all right, I tried that route. I ain't like that shit.
Yeah, I can tell you what happened. He pretty much told you what it was. He said, I felt it immediately.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably more snapping. You know what I mean? I think it's probably more snapping. Well, that boy heavy. That boy heavy.
Yeah, I was about to say he's bigger. You saw him the other night. He looked like he was probably about 185, bro. 190.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, Vic, you used to talk about how much like Spence was just bigger than everybody else. Man, no, this dude. Boots.
Man, I actually had y'all try to convince me that Spence was a small welterweight. I was like, what?
He ain't a small welterweight. It's just
what was that? Lorenzo argued me down. He argued me down.
Yeah, Ugas was the same size, even fight night. Like
Ugas a big
wasn't bigger than Ugas.
Ugas was a big welter.
Yeah.
Ugas, Brook, them guys, they big.
Ugas
bigger than everybody else. You know what I mean?
Right. In that division.
Yeah, in the division, right, as it sits.
Yeah, and looking at Crawford now, Crawford is a big welter now. I think he kind of grew into it, and you see him.
I think he grew into it perfect. Like, if going up to 154, he's going to be outsized in every fight. But them other ones that go up, they're going to be fine. Like Spence and them, they're going to, as far as just the weight, they'll transfer easier.
Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz going to be a big boy.
Bigger.
You know, them guys. Stancionis ain't got no reach, and he need to just keep skating like he's doing. Keep ice skating.
Boots gets his ass out of there within like 3 or 4.
Yeah, Boots like him quick.
Yeah. So what do y'all think the hang up is with this fight per se? Like I know in my mind, I think that Bud is used to getting a lot more up front. I know that PBC does a little bit more, where the fighters kind of have to, they get back in money more. Do you guys feel like that's probably what it is?
Probably. I would say this. Just on the subject of money, it would behoove Spence and Crawford to argue a little bit for some money. Because I feel like they're going to try to play them out of, like, it's going to produce a lot of money. That fight gets made this year. I mean, it's going to sell out in a week or less. You know what I mean? The gate is going to sell out. I don't care what they're charging.
Yeah.
It's going to be packed. So, I don't want them to play either one of them out of what they really deserve for this fight. Or it's going to be a lot of missing money going to God knows who.
Facts. Because I look at Ugas and Spence, and the purses was, what, 1 million and 1.5 million, and then they got the back end, and I was just like,
right.
I know that Spence hadn't fought in a while, but I thought that was pretty low for him. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the fact that I don't know. I think most of them fights should be 55, 45, 50, 50 anyways. But I think it just had to do with the fact that he needed that belt more so. And then it's like now there's a 3-1 belt difference compared to a 2-1. But I guess pay-per-view numbers and all of that sort of stuff. But I don't think Ugas deserved a split of pay-per-view like that. I think he just needed that belt before Crawford scooped it, and then it messed up the negotiations even more. Because I wanted Crawford to try to go take Ugas' belt so it forces everything, but Spence ended up doing it.
But I think there's a belt that we're forgetting that's going to be on the line, which the ring belt, the lineal title will be on the line because you're going to have 1 and 2
1 versus 2
fight each other. So it's not just 3-1, but we'll have another belt that'll probably jump up there too, which probably means more than anything.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're arguing about money because I really thought that when it comes down to it, I felt like Spence probably would be willing to do like 55, 45, 50, 50 because that's what it takes to get done. I feel like maybe I'm still say what now?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say at this point, I don't think it's so much that they fighting over money. I think They're just trying to make sure they getting all the money. You know, like I don't know. I feel like other people are gonna put money in on this fight. You know, I think it's got enough build up.
It might
They're
not be
saying
a
the money
one-fight
not there.
deal.
I think they're gonna go get the money, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
I
might not
understand
be a
what you're
one-fight
saying.
deal. It could be a two-fight deal. It might be that maybe Showtime's trying to reel Bud into a deal, and that's
Oh
tying
yeah,
things up.
they
Or
got to.
Okay, I got you.
you
Because one thing I can say is I can't think of a time that I've heard of Bud or Spence being tough to negotiate with once they've made some kind of comment. Like once Bud has said, like, I want Kell Brook or whatever it is, the fight happened immediately. And that's been the same way for Spence. So I really can't see neither one of them pulling some diva stuff now when Spence made shirts saying, talking about the fights coming. And then I also felt like if a whole bunch of foolishness was going on, I felt like Bud would be on Twitter right now talking about like, yeah, they're trying to take money from me or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Or
Oh
I
yeah,
know
he's been
Womack for
talking shit.
sure.
Bernie would be
yeah,
talking shit. Bernie ain't really
right.
saying a hell of a lot.
Exactly. So I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping that it's like pretty much damn near made, and they just know
I
that the
think
fight
it
is in
is. They're
November.
playing with us at this point.
Yeah,
So it
I
ain't no
really
use
think,
to.
like I said, I think that some network or Showtime is trying to reel Bud in for a deal or something like that. And I mean, because he's technically a free agent at this point, you know what I'm saying? And he could easily go fight Spence, win, and then he out, and then you miss out on that. Somebody like Floyd or somebody out there trying to iron out the details to one of those deals, and then you know what I'm saying, everything will come into play. That's just my opinion. I've thought that the whole time. I haven't really voiced it until now.
It makes sense.
Man, they don't have a choice but to sign Bud to at least 2 fights because he gonna beat the shit out of Spence. So,
It's possible. It's possible. So
I mean, think
can't
about
wait till
this.
this
After
thing
he
happens.
beat the dog shit out of Spence, look, it's just a smart move though. Seriously, it's just a smart move. You got to sign.
When is the last time we saw a top welterweight fight in the past 7-8 years? Well, 2 top cats fought each other, and one of them got their ass whooped, like he talking about.
I saw Crawford do it to Sean Porter, probably not 6 months ago. How long ago was that? How long ago?
He lost rounds in that fight. Like it was close up until the 8th round.
You mean it's like a run through? No.
Like
Smith
you talking
was on
about?
the fight. I mean, I ain't saying he just gonna mow over him in 2 rounds.
Probably Floyd, bro.
Maybe 6. You know what I mean?
Floyd did that to everybody for the most part.
We haven't seen that in like 8-9 years. That he just like because he making it seem like he about to fight this machine and he gonna run through him, and that's what's gonna happen, and it ain't gonna be close.
It's not gonna be that close. It's gonna be a distinct difference in class. I've been saying it for 5 years or so. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a distinct difference. I told you, it's goodness and then it's greatness, and we're gonna get to see what it is. You know what I mean? We're gonna see.
Well, man,
I think this is really good.
We have so much time to really talk about that. Hopefully, it gets done. I mean, it's been a whole bunch of hangups, a whole bunch of people talking about it. I just hope it gets done. But speaking of which, man, it kind of leads into my final point. Like new generation of fighters, because we kind of talked about the get the bag guys now, and there's more undisputed guys more than ever right now. But it seems like there's still a lot of fights out there not being made. So do you guys feel like this new generation of fighters are good or bad for, I guess, the entire sport in the history?
You want to go first or what?
I think it's good. I think these new fighters getting paid more collectively than any other generation like this at this age is getting paid. First of all, I think it's a lot of cats that's like really getting paid right now. I think that there have, first of all them undisputed titles that they got, like you kind of mentioned. I mean, even on the women's side, I think it's been real good. It's kind of setting a precedent that everybody should fight everybody. Now, it's still kind of a slow motion process because there's so much money involved that a lot of these cats kind of want to take some of these easier fights and get paid. But I think these young cats really been getting to it, and they haven't necessarily been caring as much overall about losing. It's been about trying to like stake some kind of history, and I feel like we haven't seen that in a while.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say it's bad. It's some bright spots. You got the people like the one good thing about it is the real dogs, the young dogs with the belts are the ones that are looking for the fights. The ones with the belts, you got the Charlo, Jamel Charlo, you got Devin Haney, you got Shakur. The ones with the gold, they looking for smoke. That's what's gonna keep it afloat. But as long as we got like Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis being the big fight, like that shit kind of trash, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like it's a big fight, but it's unfortunate that it is because it's a fight for what Twitter views. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They call it Haney the email champ, but this is the fight for followers.
What? What's this fight for?
It's nothing.
Is that the fighters or the promoters though? Because it seemed like it's the promoters and the managers that I keep hearing. Like I can't think of old dude, Tank's dude that's been speaking out lately. Floyd's guy that's saying like belts don't mean nothing. It's the name. Leonard Ellaby. Like, and it's not just him. It's a few others too. And I'm like, I don't know if it's really the fighters that don't want the fights, or if it's these damn promoters that's just trying to market the situation. And since Devin Haney has all the belts, now all of a sudden the belts don't mean nothing. I feel like the fighters want smoke. I feel like it's management.
I don't think Tank wants smoke. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either right now.
Right next to him.
The reason I say that, the reason I agree with what Vic is saying is that Tank had an opportunity, kind of like with Bud had the crossroads, and we gave Bud hell for signing that re-up with Bob Arum. Why we can't give Tank that same hell for signing that re-up with Floyd so easy, technically? You know what I'm saying?
I don't view them the same. I feel like Bud is somebody I give hell because he's in the upper echelon, kind of like a Canelo or something like that. Tank sells because he knocks everybody out, but I just don't view him in the same category as like a Bud. Might not be the right reason, but that's kind of how. But
he at 135 where there's a whole bunch of smoke, and it's like all the belts is over there at top rank. They with Haney, and then you got Lomachenko over there, who they're trying to make that fight. All the belts are gonna stay over there. If you really want it, I mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of great fighters, and they all mention his name now. Even Shakur has said, "I'm better at you than this. I don't get touched than you do, and I don't make mistakes."
Shakur over there too. I'm not saying he got to go over there, but entertain. Go have a dinner with Bob or some shit.
Yeah,
he gonna have to do something. I mean, even the next tier down smoke is over there. He can't keep fighting who he fighting. Like I said this a couple of years ago about Tank. I was like, all right, now you get into that Canelo area that's gross to me. You know what I mean? Like where you just kind of trying to find your biggest little check with the easiest fight. You know what I mean? Like coming up, stealing belts at 140. I don't like that shit. It was cool when he did it because I thought it was going to lead to something. But it kind of just led to a late replacement with Cruz, which turned out to be good, but nobody fucking knew that. And then, and now we talking about Ryan Garcia and Rolly. And God, this is just a circus. This is a circus. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
It's not just them two though. Like I think about because like I'm with Dwight and I'm with your point because I think what Dwight is talking about is kind of like you are like the guys who got the belts. They want the smoke, but like Jamal Charlo, like what kind of smoke you want? You know what I'm saying? Like
talk about disappointing me. That was my favorite Charlo.
What kind of smoke Jamal want? Andrade has the worst business sense in boxing, bro. Like, might be in boxing history.
I feel so sorry for Andrade.
You know what I'm saying? Canelo is finagling his way around everything, like you pointed out. I was a huge Canelo fan. You talk about being disappointed. You guys know I like Canelo. I still like his events, but now you're gonna go fight Triple G. And you probably gonna duck Bivol again because he done whooped your ass that one time.
He shouldn't fight Bivol. It's only gonna get worse.
But then he ain't gonna fight none of these other guys. He ain't gonna fight Andrade. He ain't gonna fight Charlo. And Charlo don't even want to fight him, bro. That's the crazy thing about it.
Do y'all see? That's why I was so pissed that everybody was championing that. Oh, you're a horrible fighter. Hey, motherfucker, you done fought 10 motherfuckers worse than Andrade. Shut up, Canelo. And fight. Shut up and fight. Like, that shit was crazy. I was like, nah, I don't like that shit. People been showing up. Oh, what is he doing there? I'm hearing fans talking about, what is he doing there? Sound like some fucking Karens.
Exactly.
What is
Yeah.
he doing there? This is what fighters do. They've been showing up at press conferences. This not no new shit. Everybody trying to change boxing to this weird little kumbaya shit that it's never been.
I think folks don't believe Andre. I think it's like they don't believe that they're gonna actually get to the fight.
But
like
they believe
happening.
Billy Joe Saunders when Billy Joe Saunders ducked out on Andre.
Yeah.
Got a fight or some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But they believed in him, and he got fight after fight after fight. He got the Canelo fight. It's some shit in the water when it comes to that with me.
If Billy Joe wants to fight right now, he can go get any fight he wants.
Come back fat, titties and all, and they gonna get him a fight. That's a fact.
Yeah. If he wanted a rematch with Canelo, if Billy Joe wanted a rematch with Canelo, he could get a rematch with Canelo.
Shit, if Canelo lose to GGG, that is who he gonna be fighting, pulling Billy Joe off the count.
Shit, he might fight him anyway. He might fight him after he win.
Yeah, that dude been able to smoke and mirror his way a long way, worse than Pacquiao.
And that's where it's just like you look at the new generation and you look at who leading it. Canelo is the big face of boxing. And if you look at this generation, you just like, I can't compare him to some of the greats out there. If we look at it, like, what has Canelo really done?
Man, when I went to breaking that resume down and everything and the timing of certain shit, I was like, this is like it's not a bad resume, but it's just not, it's just an okay resume. You know what I mean? For the most part.
Yeah.
You know, looking at fighting Triple G, that's probably the glory of his resume. But you know, it's kind of unfair with me because I never thought shit of GGG either.
Me either, because it's like this. Well, if you're gonna say Triple G, who did Triple G beat to make him great? What wars or what adversity did Triple G ever go through?
Kell Brooks,
Danny Jacobs, fight where Danny Jacobs was robbed, or Derevchenko beating his ass. Maybe that's it.
That's a country ass whooping that nobody really talked. Derevchenko beat his ass. He took him to the outhouse and whooped his ass.
Man, he ended up winning the fight though. But yeah, I mean, like, let's tell the whole story. But yeah, Derevchenko, man, I told you be good with them Russian names. But
Derevchenko,
yeah, man, he gave him a good fight. He fought Golovkin the exact way Golovkin liked to fight too.
Went straight in his grill.
Hey, he bloodied him. No, he beat Canelo. He beat Triple G worse than Canelo beat Triple G.
Oh yeah. Them combinations was landing like 4-punch combinations, like doom. I was like, oh shit.
Quite frankly, I thought the judges were drunk that night. I don't know what they was looking at.
Man, they weren't gonna let that Canelo GGG fight get away. Not with that. They still planning for that next one. That same thing they did with Jacobs to get the second fight.
That dude them fought some killers for 13-4, something like that. Like
he done fought some really good fighters, man. So it's like unfortunately, that's a gate. Like, he's kind of a gatekeeper at this point, but that's a gatekeeper I really wouldn't want to fight. He's tough.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Pitbull. Derevchenko. Talking about how he's like 13.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker beat anybody on a given night. If you come half step, he will fuck you up.
Yeah. Jamal, the way Jamal fought him, I was kind of proud how he beat him, how he fought him that night. That was probably one of his better fights.
It showed he was a level up that people weren't giving him credit for. It showed he was a level up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they really don't want to give Jamal and Jamel credit for being skillful boxers. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to really say that. But them boys got the basics down when they need to use it.
Yeah, they solid. It's hard for me to give Jamal credit now. But, I mean, as far as when I feel like he's focused and he does what he can do, got a whole bunch of talent and ability and patience and can hit you hard with every punch and can come forward, can step back. I just wonder, does he still believe in himself like that?
Yeah, they smart. They really smart fighters, but nobody want to give him credit because what he did the way he nullified the Reverend Shanko was really, really good boxing.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm about to say, wait, did you give both Charlos credit?
For what?
I thought you were still mad at Jamel, man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
I'm mad at both of them niggas. Jamal, I'm mad at Jamal ducking ass. If he don't fight Benavidez, what the fuck is wrong with him? Benavidez, he should be trying to. He can beat Benavidez. That's what's crazy. People always ducking people that they could actually got a shot at beating. It was just like when Canelo was ducking out on GGG. You know, at this point, we can just say he was ducking, waiting for a right time. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I'm like, damn, you could beat him. What the fuck you ducking him for?
True.
I don't understand.
Yeah, folks were talking crazy to Jamal, and I'm just like, even Caleb Plant was talking crazy. I mean, just
all of them bitches and everything, man. Like, god dang, bro.
I tell you what, I give Jamel this credit. The only fighter that I seen him really turn his nose and really made him all tense up to me was when Bud called him out. But outside of that, I think Jamel would have fought these dudes by now.
Oh yeah,
he would have. I can't think of a single person in his division.
He'd even fight Bud. He'd fight Bud.
I think he would fight Bud. I think
he didn't know how to. You know what I started to think? I mean, even though he was a little shook, but I didn't think he know how to express that. You know, the fact that Spence and Bud had already probably been talking about a fight. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't be like, yeah, I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I think he was kind of playing that role too. Like, I can't entertain that fight. You know what I'm saying? My stablemate is fighting him in the biggest fight in boxing. So why would I get in the way of that in any way in the media?
Right.
But it came off as leave me alone.
Leave me alone. His show fuck dead. I was like, Jamel, you could have explained that shit better than that. You sound like a punk. Yeah.
Why you want to fight me?
Man.
Go fight
I'm
him.
busy. You busy, nigga, you fight. What you mean you busy? You busy fight, Nick? All right. Look.
Yeah.
Jamel, you need a
Danny
PR.
Said, I want to fight him. Oh, Danny. Yeah.
Oh, man. Ready to hug him up, ain't it? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know what's
Come
going
on in, little Puerto Rican darling. Oh.
You in that
they welcoming that
bro.
slow motherfucker. He gonna get beat the fuck up at 154. Punk ass.
Yeah, he did that. And I'm like, I'm not sure if Keith Thurman came up earlier, but Keith did that too. You know, Boots was calling Keith out, and Keith wasn't really responding.
He's scared of that
Danny Garcia called out Keith. That man made a video.
He wrote a poem, bro. He wrote that man Hey, Vic, bro. I've been telling you a long time Keith Thurman was corny, bro. He got even cornier with time.
I never disagree. He corny. I just like the fighter. You know what I'm saying? When Keith Thurman throwing them things, that shit is exciting.
It is.
I don't know what he's doing right now.
Man, when Keith before Keith got into whatever he got into, he was excited. He carried boxing for a little bit. He carried boxing for a little bit. He brought free TV when PBC was free. Keith was the first headliner. And everybody was watching Keith. They stopped everything to watch Keith fight on free TV. He was fighting everybody. Then all of a sudden, accidents started happening. He got married. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
My guy, I don't think he want to fight. I think he want to check now. There's a difference. I remember he used to want to fight. You know what I mean?
He looked good.
If he wanted to fight, he'll fight Boots. But he's scared of Boots. There ain't no way around it. He's scared.
Don't want to fight Boots. They want to fight Jake Paul. And the payout probably the same.
Yeah. He's scared. He's scared of. I don't know. I say it quick. And Thurman, my guy, I would love to see him come back and be ferocious again, but I don't think it's in him.
Boots is intimidating a lot of people because don't nobody talk aggressively. Shoot, Sean Porter was the only one that talked aggressively, and he retired. Like, don't nobody talk aggressively about Boots at all. And it's like Boots' patience is kind of cool because he keep doing these interviews, just saying like, I can only do what I can do. My time is coming.
I feel like there's one person that who kind of talk aggressive about him. But he beat him in the amateur. I feel like Gary Antoine, who I'm not really that impressed with. I feel like he probably the only one who really not scared of him, but he too little.
I feel like with the history, he might be a problem for Boots too. maybe for a good 7 rounds, 8 rounds, then he could outbox him. You know what I mean?
I
But
think the size difference too big at this point.
it's a good grudge match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Blair the Flair, he was disrespectful towards
Blair the Flair will fight his ass. In a New York minute, he'll fight. Yeah,
fight nobody.
He called that. Blair called him out right at the boxing match. Hey, called him over the seats. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Woo!
Probably sprayed his Jerry curl.
Yeah. Man.
I hope Mo.
I hated seeing him get beat up looking like he was beating up Big Red from the Five Heartbeats. Boy, that boy hair was flopping everywhere.
Yeah, his hair just.
You know what, man? You got me wanting him to win, dog. Because if he win, he gonna call everybody out, bro. He can call everybody out. It's gonna be hilarious.
That's why I wanted him to win. I wanted the after speech to be epic. You know what I mean? I was like, he gonna be talking shit. This is his moment.
I mean, if he wins, then match him up with Adrian Bronner or something like that. That's probably fair. That'll work.
I got him beating Bronner. I got him beating Bronner.
Don't do that.
Bronner don't throw no punches, dog.
It's gonna be a wild fight with a whole bunch of posturing and hands throwing up. What you gonna do? It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, a whole bunch of that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll watch it. No doubt about it. I'll watch it.
I mean,
no,
they put him in there.
I don't know if I watch it, man. Look, I kind of swore off watching Adrian Broner. I can't have him disappoint me again, dog. Go out, talk all this shit, and don't throw no punches.
I don't believe him no more, so he can't even disappoint me no more. That's
what I was thinking. I'm disappointed out. Just put him in there so he can talk at this point.
Give him a mic. Let him be part of the Showtime team. Al, man, just hire him at Showtime. Have Steven Espinosa give him a job.
You can't trust that dude, man.
They should let him on the broadcast.
Hey, homie would be lit, bro. He'd be drunk as hell.
Like Snoop on them Triller cards. What it would be like. Just I don't know.
Nah, they gonna have to let him wing it. They can't give him no script. You gotta wing it.
But only put them on pay-per-view cards. That way the language don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be his calling. Because it's certainly he ain't beating nobody in the. Is he fighting at 140?
147. Let's figure out
147.
Yeah,
Figueroa. Figueroa was the hype job that they was really trying to hide for a long time. Because I kept wondering why Figueroa wasn't fighting nobody. Now I know why.
Yeah. Figueroa, I ain't gonna lie, I like Figueroa for a certain reason. You know what I mean? One, because I thought he was gonna be the cream of the crop and no shit. It's just that motherfucker coming. You know what I mean? When he was at lightweight, like he was excited. He was one of the most exciting things going.
Like his brother.
Tell me Mungaya doesn't remind you of how they
some fun punching bags.
Tell me Mungaya isn't moving how Figueroa was moving.
Who was that?
Like it might be worse. But I guess it's something. Yeah, Jaime.
Damn bum.
Yeah.
Between him, it's only one more bummier person. What's that little Puerto Rican boy with all the chains?
Oh, Berlanga.
Oh, that's 168.
Berlanga. That's the only one you got. Mugia and then Berlanga right up under him.
They both.
Just bums.
That's the new generation, though, man. That's the new generation that's out, bro.
Munguia got heart like shit, though.
He
got heart. That's the difference between him and Berlanga. That's the only difference.
I feel like
he can move up to 168 and he'd win that fight.
I feel like Berlanga lost his last 2 fights, in my opinion. On that pay-per-view card, the Wilder Fury 3, he lost that damn fight.
Oh, he was getting fucked up by the little white guy. Yeah, he was fucking him up.
He dropped him too.
Yeah, he had him dead to rights a few times, you know, but he got that Canelo one card in the bag already type of deal going. Yeah, he got a good deal.
Yeah, man. But shoot, I gotta end the show because we'll be here all night, bro. But it was great chopping it up with y'all, man. I'm probably gonna start doing this on Wednesdays, man. Shoot, let me know if y'all free, man. And you know, whatever we talk about.
That's my one clear off day. So
yeah, cool with me.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by, man. We'll be here next Wednesday, everybody.
All right.
Out.
Appreciate it.
Peace.